Hey everybody, and welcome back. Come here, you. Since you're so interested in this figure, I'm here. Say hi, Tanner. Say hi, Tanner. Say hi, Tanner. This is Tanner. Tanner's been with me now for, almost six years. No, 7 years. He's gonna be 12 here very shortly. In fact, when this video comes out, it'll probably be about a week before his 12th birthday, which will be his adoption day, because I don't know when he was born. Because I've had him for only a little while. But you're not here for Tanner, despite he likes to be on the camera. He's had a taste of it. He's done a few commercials. But I digress. You're back for another figure. Now this one, I've had mixed reviews on. Like I said, I already went and replaced it with one that a little more colorful, finished. Like this one looked great. Very detailed in the face. I don't think they used even this person's actual previous sculpt. Now let's go back to Eddie Guerrero real fast. So everyone, atrociously hated the body type on Eddie Guerrero. It's panned out. I've seen people countless times now getting Eddie Guerrero's and swapping it with like a different torso because it's too jacked, right? It's too jacked for Eddie Guerrero, but it's not too jacked for this individual. Now, this is a controversial pick, but I can differentiate between a performer and the person. A lot of people can't seem to do that, so this is very controversial. I liked his work. What happened in the situation, I was not there. I don't know what led to it. I don't know, what was in their mind. But who am I talking about? The crippler Chris Benoit. Like I said, controversial pick. I wanted a Benoit. I had one in my Ultimate or my Elite Customs. In fact, the person who I've already given a shout out to, he made me his final attire look. I think it was missing the claws on the pose out, but other than that, it was really good. Now this one looked great from afar. It's totally right there. You get the belt on him. I mean, it's a Benoit. I'm gonna get the close up of the picture. The face there. Like I said, the face is very unique. It looks more detailed. You can't see it in this camera. This camera is not as good. Nope, it's not as good in the picture. But off in the distance, I mean, it's definitely a Benoit. The height is there. Comparison. Him and Eddie weren't exactly the two biggest guys, but they sure had jacked bodies for obvious reasons. I'm not going to go into it. We'll put Eddie back for a second. But, and of course, we compare it to like a Rock or something like that. You got the Rock up here in my kind of ruthless aggression line. Benoit was not the biggest guy. He was a tiny guy, but he was very stocky and built. So this is, like I said, beautiful. I don't know what to expect from the other one. The reason, it's a little wobbly, a little looser, but it's totally playable. The reason, plus they took like the to make it stand out a little more. They basically painted over the knee pads, and it looks great from afar. But then you pull down that knee pad falls a little bit, or you bend the leg a little bit, and I'm going to show you why I was not a fan. What the hell is that? They didn't finish painting. He looks like he has like a hole in his attire. Now, again, if it's just posing, I guess you could move it down a little bit and it blocks it perfectly. But again, they didn't finish painting. You can see right there, and on the back, especially on the back when it goes up a little bit, you can kind of notice it up there. So, I mean, maybe I'm just being nitpicky. I guess I could go get some black paint. The other one I'm getting is going to it's from, at least it's more of a colorful attire. It's a yellow attire that has like Benoit. The stickers are a little bit, this is hand painted, by the way. These are hand painted, so they're not as clean. You can see it from a distance. They look great, but up close you can kind of see there's a little smudging, a little bit. So while it is a beautifully well-crafted representation of a Benoit figure, especially one we're never going to get, they even painted the nipples. I thought that was great. They actually put nipple paint, painted nipples onto the figure, which we don't get nipples on anybody. In fact, when I was showing one of my clients this, he was like, why don't figures have nipples? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, just extra paint, unnecessary detail. I don't know, maybe it's something to do with maybe Barbie with Sue, I don't know. But There's none on Barbie if I'm aware of either, so I don't play with Barbies. So anyway, it is a great, like I said, it's a, you know, I remember watching WrestleMania 20. You know, like I said, you're not going to see this figure ever created by Mattel. You won't probably see this figure ever created by an independent toy company. No one touches Benoit. I understand why. Justifiably so. You're going to have too many backlash. There's fans though out there of his work from back before that. I mean, it's always funny when they talk about like the Royal Rumble 2004. It's like Shawn Michaels has won. You know, 2 people have won from number 1. Has it now been 3? I'm trying to think if it's been 3 or not now. Yeah, it's been 3 now. So now there's been 3 people, and but only mentioned 2. Only mentioned 2 of them, and one of them was a Canadian, and it's still true because Edge is a Canadian. So it is a, you know, like I said, it's almost a perfect figure. Like I said, a little wobbly, a little looser, which is fine. I mean, the height's great. You know, off in the distance, it's totally a Benoit. You can't really see the, you know, up close in the face even. It's more of a gruff looking. It's almost like they molded it. Like I'm looking at it, and it doesn't look like a Benoit I've ever seen before. It doesn't look like a Jack's head. It looks like they took a face and they started adding stuff to it. I mean, the 5 o'clock shadowing, the detail to it. It is not your average just snap on a Jack's figure head onto a body and call it a day. They put work into this figure. And it was a little pricey. Again, buying 4, easiest route to go. And again, if it just wasn't for that little decal down there, like you can just see it right down there. I'm just looking at it right now. Let me move it over a little bit. You can see, if it just wasn't for that little bit of detailed paint, it'd be perfect. But, you know, the other one I'm getting is not perfect either. It looks good, but they left the chest hair on, the torso. So it'll be interesting to see, like, you know, the legs look long. I couldn't, you know, you can't tell from the photo because they only post the photo of it. I always try to tell people if you're going to sell something, especially custom, please put it next to somebody so we can get a height comparison. I don't want my Benoits to be 8 feet tall. You know, the Snitsky would have been sold probably in 5 minutes. And I tell this to them all the time. If you put somebody in relation to his height, so you can see, hey, I really focused on Snitsky being bigger than like Lance Storm or something. So again, he's not on retail. You're not going to find him anytime soon. People have been making a few here and there. I saw a few other ones. One I saw literally was like for $75. It was just literally Jack's head popped on to a body and then some decaled stickers or paint. I didn't check that one too much because I wanted more of his either world title look or beyond. If I could find his WrestleMania 23, if someone actually made the WrestleMania 23 look, I'd probably snag that one. But I'm not planning to buy every Benoit. I only upgrade to 1 or 2. And the only reason I'm upgraded to this one is because, again, now if the other one's atrocious, if it's not what they said it was, then this will probably be the one I use, and I'll just have to find a way to get some black paint and pretty much just touch up that area right there, I guess. That'd be pretty much the only thing, and just so that way I know it's not there. But really, it's a great figure, a great, you know, rendition of a Benoit figure, and he had a body like this. Should he have had a body like this? No, but he had a body like this. He worked out. I was always wondering, you know, if he hadn't done what he did, how Mattel would have knocked it out of the park. If they would have been able to even, I mean, like they would have had to literally probably create a special mold for him like they're doing with Steiner. So again, not the most popular person. A lot of people, you know, can say he can rot in hell nowadays. You know what he did, unforgivable. You know, I'm not going to sit there and deny that it's atrocious what happened. I wasn't there for the story. I don't know what was the circumstance. I don't know what his brain was doing. And again, I can differentiate. I never knew Chris Benoit, the civilian outside of WWE. I only knew the personality of the crippler Chris Benoit from WCW and ECW. Not really WCW. I saw videos of that stuff back in the day, but then of course he was in the new rebrand ECW, about to win the title when all this tragic stuff happened. And then I spoke on it to some friends when I was especially in the wrestling community. When I was back in the pro wrestling days, there was a huge thing. We did a tribute show, and nobody was allowed to be Benoit. I got to dress up like Test and be short-haired Test because as tall as I was. But there was a big no. You don't get to be Benoit. There's no crippler crossface moves allowed. No flying headbutt, which was unfortunate because one of my moves, not during the tribute show, was literally doing almost like going to do like the tightrope walk, but then I jumped down into a crippler crossface. I only did it one time during a training match, and they're like, no crossfaces. They wanted nothing to do with that. Understandable. But yeah, I might post them up for sale if the other one comes in and whatnot. Like I said, the other one does. It's not accurate. It has chest hair, but I like to think that as Benoit got a little bit older, I think he would have started to grow chest hair. I think he wouldn't have shaved as much anymore. You remember he was in his like late 30s, which I'm approaching my late 30s here soon. I'm already at past the 35 point. And so it's like, I think he would have started to almost have more of a rough and gruff look. Who knows how much longer he would have wrestled. When he went to TNA and joined the Main Event Mafia, he was getting kind of burned out in WWE. I know that he was, went from world champion and now being just kind of a jobber to not necessarily a jobber to start, but like a mid-card gatekeeper kind of thing. So we don't know. We don't know what would have happened. I mean, he went to the ECW. He was supposed to win the belt. He was probably gonna be like the flag bearer for that brand for a while. He probably would have dropped it to CM Punk eventually. That they were building for that kind of feud. So many what if scenarios, so many what ifs. But he's gonna be, if not this version, the other version will be in the World War III Ultimate Battle Royal. As controversial as it is, this is pre 2007 Benoit, and in my mind, I'm going to treat him like he was back when he was on top of the world in 2004. That's the thing about action figures is our heroes change. And I wouldn't say he was a hero. I didn't pattern my style after him or anything like that. But wrestlers create do stuff. Tyson Tomko did some stuff. There's been football legends who've done some stuff. They as time went on in life. There's even current stuff happening. I used to watch that 70s show and used to love Hyde, and now you find out what Hyde's been doing, and it's like, okay, well, again, I can like the character on TV. I don't have to like the human being behind it, because the human being is not who they are in real life. That's my rant on the Benoit situation. Again, lucked out on this one. I feel like, because if it wasn't for the paint right there, flawless. It would have been flawless. And again, you're not going to find this in mass retail. You can find some people out there making some Benoits, and make no mistake about it. He was technically sound. He was a great wrestler, and the Ultimates just do justice. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Let me see if I can grab somebody real quick here. I see right there. You can see all of that, and that's just that hurts. It looks like he's like literally like he tore his pants, or he decided to wear like biker shorts or something. Maybe like tore his groin, like he's Triple H or something. It doesn't. It had to be painted. Why did they paint that and then throw the knee pads on? Go the extra mile. You're charging top dollar. Go the extra mile. But the point is, let's get John Cena out here or something like that. So it's like he drops down. You got the arm here. You can hook the other arm in there. I mean, these Ultimates are perfect for like putting on submission hold poses. It's like, and Benoit's got the crossface, that kind of thing. Like you can pull back a little bit, and you can see right there. Let me angle it better this way, I guess. He's got the hand, and the hand. He always kind of trapped the hand. Daniel Bryan, of course, had his own lapel lock kind of variation, but Benoit would be like, over here, and the butterfly joint's just basically. Sorry, the leg's a little loose. There we go. But the idea is you've got him just in the hooked, arms right across. You could go across the top of the forehead, and you got Cena just ready to tap out, And I'm pretty sure Benoit had him in the crippler crossface at least once or twice before his big ascension. Who knows where he would have been, and he would have been a Hall of Famer for sure. There's been people calling for the Hall of Fame. It's very quiet though. I mean, like there's a few and far between people, and there's a reason that will never happen. Even Paul Heyman them touched on it. So this video's been going on long enough. I'm happy with it. If it was just painted, so I may have to contact. I may actually even contact my customizer. If the other one's not, the other one I don't like. If it just looks cheap and gaudy, because the pictures don't do the justice when you get them in hands. I may contact my customizer and go, hey man, mind if I send this guy to you for overhaul on a paint job? Like, I know he can make these look clean. I'm pretty sure you can even tighten him up some, tighten up the leg joints a little bit. He'd cost me a little bit, of course, but he does good work. So I'm maybe even add some stuff to it. Anyway, I'll see you next time.